I'm JR Lide, and I don't always watch SportsCenter, but when I do, I watch MHL SportsCenter. Good day.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your host, Jim Flanagan, here for another edition of MHL SportsCenter. It's the final day here for week number 1 in season number 8. We're going to recap from last night, from Thursday night. Let's begin here. First matchup, it's a divisional matchup here. It's the Bayside Tigers taking on Toucans of Whoop-Ass. Game number 1 is just a total beatdown right here. 11-0 here. Blowout. Tigers going 3-4-5 on their power plays here. Just out-shooting their opponents here. 25 shots on goal to only 3 for the Whoop-Ass. Superstar gets the easy shutout win here. Colladin, newcomer here. Big night here. 4 goals, 4 assists. 2 goals, 6 assists. Jojo, 2 goals, 3 assists. And Birus on defense there. Hat-trick, 3 goals, 3 assists for him. Game number 2, not much different here. All we see here is a change in net. Mr. Hollywood steps in net here, but not much different. It's an 8-1, another devastating blow here. 8-1 final. Whoop-Ass just facing 17 penalty kills here in game number 2. Colladin, once again, 4 goals, 3 assists for him. WG Phil, 2 goals, 2 assists. And Jojo with 4 assists. Game number 3, slightly closer, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Here it's a 5-1 finish. Bayside Tigers take all 3 here easily. Shots on goal here, once again, 25 to only 8. Colladin with 2 goals, 2 assists. WG Phil, 1 goal, 3 assists. And Jojo, 2 goals, 1 assist in that series. Let's move on here. Next series of the night, we had the Saints taking on I Can't Drink This, It's Warm. Game number 1, goalie waiver here for the Saints. Hugs in net for the Saints. It's tied up 2-2 after 2. Johnny 5 then lighting up the scoreboard here for Team Warm. He gets a hat-trick, 3 goals, 2 assists. Loopy QC with 1 goal, 3 assists. But in the third period, it's the waiver pickup here for I Can't Drink. It's Pikachu who gets the game-winning goal here. 5-4 final. Warm takes game number 1. Game number 2. Actually, before we go to game number 2, what about Bob? Only had 2 saves in that win, that 5-4 win. Not facing much shots here. The Saints just got to start throwing shots in net here. Game number 2, Warm is up 5-2 heading into the third period here. Saints do rally though. They come back, get 2 goals in the third, cut the lead down to 1. Unheard with 2 goals on defense here. Hugs once again in net here for the Saints. He gets 20 saves, but they lose it here. Too little, too late for the Saints. Warm wins it once again, 5-4 final. Loopy and Johnny 5, 2 goals each there in that 5-4 finish. Game number 3, Warm is up once again, 3-2 this time heading into the third. Loopy with 2 goals, 1 assist. But then the Saints rally back here once again in the third. putting up 3 goals in the third here and win it 5-3 this time. Tyburn with a hat trick here. He had 3 goals, 2 assists. The Unheard with 2 goals, 1 assist. And the Saints get their first win number 1 here in season number 8. Next series, we got Thrust Fund Babies taking on Peter North Stars. Battle in the East right there. Marty McFly puts the North Stars up 1-0 in the first. Jay Zamorski tackles on another goal in the second, makes it 2-0, and that's how we end it here. 2-0 shutout win for North Stars. Matt Farrar there in net. He had 11 saves in that 2-0 shutout. Game number 2, we're tied up here 1-1 after the first. Daly scoring for the Thrust Fund Babies there, and Marty McFly scoring for the North Stars. But then into the second period here, it's Marty McFly. He puts on the show here with 2 more goals, gets the hat trick, and the North Stars win it here 3-1. All 3 goals to Marty McFly there. Game number 3, we're scoreless after 2. Then in the third period, we got Taz for the Babies. He puts up a goal here for the Trust Fund Babies to put them on the board here. But it's 2 power play goals for the North Stars in the third here that wins it. Makes it 2-1 here. Both Marty McFly and Jay Zamorski with those power play goals there. Matt Farrar looking good here on the night here, only allowing 2 goals in that 3-game series. Let's move on here. Next matchup here we got, it's Blood, Sweat, and Beers taking on Madhouse on Madison. Both teams looking hot here in season number 8. Game number 1, Madhouse takes a 3-1 lead here after 2. NJ Ski with 2 goals, 2 assists. But in the third here, it's the Beers. They tack on 5 goals. Count them, 5 in the third here. Wow, and they win it. 6-4 final. Both teams only putting up 10 shots on goal here. But it's the Beers with the win here. Majority of scoring here by Cool Fumble. He had 4 goals, 2 assists. Kuzi 87 with 2 goals, 3 assists. And Rocco, 4 assists for him. Game number 2, NJ Ski puts Madhouse up 2-0 in the first here. But the Beers bounce back. Rocco and Kuzi goal each here to tie it 2-2. We go to overtime. And then in OT, Beers almost got like 12 minutes time on attack here. The Kings solid in net here. 23 saves out of the 25 shots faced for Madhouse. But finally, in double overtime, it's Jayco 2-4 with the game winner, and Madhouse wins this 3-2. Moving on here for game number 3. Game number 3, Madhouse to another early 2-0 lead here once again. Kuzi rallies the troops here, though. He gets 2 goals for his team. But the Bears going 0-for-6 on their power play. And NJ Ski prevents any type of comeback here. He tacks on 4 goals here in the game number 3. We actually got some highlights here. Some of them coming off from different angles here. Let's take a look at some of these goals here by NJ Ski. He had 4 of them here in game number 3. And then D. Stopes with the power play goal. And Madhouse wins it 5-2 here. Angle here. Once again, NJ Ski putting on the goals there. And we also got one more highlight here. Here, NJ Ski on a breakaway. And ends up scoring that one as well. And they win it 5-2. The Madhouse take this series 2 out of the 3 wins. Just a reminder, you're watching MHL SportsCenter here. We're going 5 p.m. Eastern, Mondays through Friday. And then shortly, it's going to be the Flan Fan Show at 5:30. Giant 918, Jim Flanagan, and Al McGraw there for the Flan Fan Radio Show. And then Sunday nights, it's the Moose Roundup Show, the jam-packed show there with multiple cameras, videos, you name it. And just a reminder, the MHL magazine, if you haven't checked it out yet, it's on stands now. We got JJDM, the #1 overall pick there in season number 8. Let's move on here. Next games. It's Face Painters taking on the Seaside Snipers. Game number one. The Face Painters without Scribbles McNasty here pick up a waiver here for game number one. But only putting 5 shots on goal here. Easy game there for Matty K in net for the Snipers as they win it 4-1 here. Chunky Thesis 2 goals. Global and Emperor JT with the other goals there. 4-1. Game number 2. Chunky Thesis once again gets these Snipers on the board here early with a goal in the first period there. Another goal by Chunky Thesis then in the second period here. And Matty K does the rest here. Shuts down the Face Painters with a shutout here in net. 2-0 final. Matty K with 15 saves in that game. Then game number 3 here. Another close one. It's going to be tied up 4-4 at the end of regulation. Slightly Lit and Viva La Vida putting up 2 goals each there for the Face Painters. But then in overtime, it's going to be Chunky Thesis here with the game winner. He ends up with 2 goals, 2 assists as the Snipers win it 5-4. They take all 3 games there. Sweep for the Snipers. Moving on here for the next game here. The final match from Thursday night. The Greased Grapplers taking on Splintered Shafts. Game number 1. Great defense here by both teams. And it's going to be a shutout win here for Captain Octizzy of the Greased Grapplers with 16 big saves here for him. Joe Stowe had 2 goals, 1 assist. XXX ODB with the other goal there as the Grapplers win it 3-0. Game number 2. The Grapplers take a 2-0 lead here in the first. But the Shafts do come back here. 2 goals in the second by the Shafts. But Grapplers still up 3-2 heading into the third period. Joe Stowe gives the Grapplers the game winner though here in period number 3 as they win it 4-3. I believe we have. Could bring it up. There we go, Joe Stowe. That made it 4-3 right there. And he finishes it off with 2 goals. And so did XXX ODB as they win it 4-3. Then the final match here, game number 3. Very evenly matched here once again. Both teams got the same amount of numbers here for majority of the stats here. Both of them 18 shots on goal for both. Time attack very even here. Grapplers 5 minutes 3 seconds. Shafts 5 minutes 2 seconds. Game very tight here. And then we have to go to a overtime here because it's tied up 2-2. KG Random scoring both of those goals there for the Grapplers. Seagull and Special Ed scoring for the Shafts. And then in overtime it's going to be Hollywood Bob here. Bring it up here. The game winner in overtime as they win it 3-2. Shafts take game number 3, but they lose the series 2-3. That's it. That's all the games here for week number 1. Check the prior MHL SportsCenter shows. You could download them there on the MHL library up on YouTube. Just click the link for SportsCenter. It's Jim Flanagan. I'll see you guys next week. Good night, everybody.